Hey guys, what's up? It's Team 3D. Megan coming at you live with another story on the high intensity versus volume series. Can you train the same muscle every day? And like I said in all these videos, I'm not giving you guys a verdict. I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't know your body. Only you can decide that. But what I can do is show you stories of people who have trained the same body parts every day and have achieved great results. And like I said, there's genetics involved. There's nutrition supplements and things like that. But that should not stop you from reading these stories and coming up with your own conclusion. Like I always say, we all scared of overtraining when really the truth is everyone has a different limit. The overtraining limit of Hans is not the same as mine. But let me ask you this: how will I know my limit unless I actually overtrain one day? So that's why I always advise people to always do more until they get to the point of having overtraining symptoms. Then you could scale back. Otherwise, you'll always be training beneath your full potential. Why would you want to do that? But anyway, this story is the Johnnie Jackson story. A lot of you guys have been waiting for that. Even though it's on the internet, you can just look it up. But sometimes it's pretty hard to find because you don't know what keywords to put in Google to find the stories. As you guys all know, Johnnie Jackson is one of my favorite bodybuilders, one of my all-time favorite IBB pros. Why? Because of his traps, man. Not just his work ethic, and I like how intense he is and how hard he works. A lot of people hate on his form and things like that, but I don't give a fuck as long as somebody's doing this thing, and it's working for them. I'm not here to judge. But anyway, I love the guy mainly because of his traps, man. This guy has awesome traps, and I really, it's really the physique that I'm going for. So I did a lot of research on him, and I read a lot of his interviews, and I found this out. At first, like I said, at first I thought, oh, maybe he just has good genetics, like everybody else thinks. And then I realized, no, man, traps do not look like this, man. I don't care how good your genetics are, unless you came out the fucking womb with cobra traps. Something had to go there, and I discovered that, yeah, when he was a lot younger. Matter of fact, let me just read the. I'm gonna put the link in the description. Let me just read some of the stories. The first interview, I think it was in '07, whatever. The person asked him, "Hey, Johnnie Jackson, you incredibly well developed traps play a part in your overall strength. How should I train mine?" And he mentioned this. When I was young, I used to finish every workout by throwing 745s on the side of a barbell. That's a lot of fucking weight. But skip that and shrugging for sets of 12 to 15. I had no idea I was actually growing my traps. I just wanted to impress people with the weight. Eventually, my traps started really growing. Now they help me through a lot of heavy deadlifting, blah blah blah. My, but anyway, so yeah, so pretty much he's saying that. Oh, the second story is, he's also answering the same question. Somebody asked him, "Hey, why are your traps so great?" And he said, "Well, when I was younger." By the way, he doesn't train his traps anymore because they're so big that they make him look narrow, and then on the bodybuilding stage. But he still has the traps of what he was doing in his teenage years. He says, "When I was younger, I had on top of his deadlifting. When I was younger, I had no idea what I was doing. But after every workout, I'll do shrugs because I could use so much weight. When I was 15 or 16, I put every 45 I could fit on the bar and shrug it for 15 or 20 reps. So when people saw a kid in the gym doing that, they'd be like, oh my God, look at this guy. So I used to just do it to show off after every workout. I had no idea I was building traps like this. It's funny how some of the things you do when you were a kid can affect you many years later. So once again, this guy was training the same muscle every day, pretty much doing traps, doing shrugs, not to make him grow, but just to show off. And eventually, he gave him this huge traps that just won't go away. I don't know why he wants them to go away. Later on, I found out because they actually hurts him when he squats. But so look at that story, guys. 15, 16-year-old training the same body part every day gets tremendous results, and it kind of like reminds me of this. The people in jail, for example, who train the same body part like every day and get huge, or like beginners. We say that they're making noob gains, which is halfly true, but you also gotta understand beginners who don't know a lot about the myths that we've been poisoned with actually come to the gym and train chest and biceps like every day, and they get gains on this body parts because of the frequency. But anyway, so that backs up the third rule of the Team 3D. Number three, the top three rules of building muscle, which I said is heavyweight, time on attention, and frequency. Third rule being frequency, meaning train more frequently, because the more frequent you hit a body part, the more you send signals to your body. Your body begins to think that you need that body for your that body part for your survival, and then it's I don't want to get into details, but anyway, yeah. So look at the story. I'm gonna put the link in the description and draw your own conclusions. So If you're thinking about training the same body part every day because it's a lagging body part, this guy did it by accident and it actually worked. It might work for you. I said it should work for you as long as you have good nutrition, good sleep, things like that. As long as you don't overdo it. I wouldn't say train the same body part to failure. That's really stupid because then you won't be able to train it the next day. I should just go in, give it a little signal to your body and then, work out. If you watch my video on overtraining, the really long video, and the other video on the 3 rules to building muscle, you'll hear a lot of my examples on how a lot of people by accident will hit the same body part every day and it would blow up. Or people in poor countries who had jobs where they had to use the bicycle every day and had these huge quads, and people that had to do a lot of farmer walks had big traps and stuff like that. So it all ties down to this common thread of frequency. The more often you hit a body part, the quicker it will respond, as long as you have good nutrition, your genetics are not crappy, which I doubt they are, and you're getting your all the surrounding things. So yeah, man. By the way, did I start using this? Like I said, every example that I give you, just pick out what you can use for yourself. Pick out whatever information you can use for yourself. Don't just take the whole thing and be like, I'm just gonna copy this exact same thing, because so many things are different. But always try to take out what you can use for yourself. Of course, I took some shit out of that. I do shrugs every day. I don't put 745s on each plate. I don't think I could do that, but I do shrugs every day for about I'm doing this for about 90 days to see how my trust responded. My trust get big, I'm keeping on doing this shit. If they don't, then obviously I know I gotta scale back on the volume. But it's better for me to try and fail than not try at all. Alright, hope this video helps. Like it, dislike it, whatever, as long as you rate and dominate,